Okay, done. Okay, done. Hello, it is I, Dark Mega, and I had a bit of an oopsie with the original first episode of Outer Wilds, as you might know from the title of the episode. Once I fix it, but I figure to salvage the thing, I might as well play it back and just sort of recount some the experience, I guess, and maybe just commentary what I was doing and feeling at the time. And I have TM with me. Hello, TM.
Hello.
So yeah, TM was watching, and she was trying to get my attention that the entire thing was kind of bugged, but it didn't work out because everything was conspiring against us. It seems. So it was like for some reason her YouTube chats they don't come through, and for some reason, well, not for some reason, but I know the reason. On Discord, streamer mode activates, which stops any pings and calls from coming through and distracting stuff. So uh, we couldn't communicate, and it just turned out that the entire stream had no voice, unfortunately. Bam 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 bam. I love this song. It's a nice song. I was humming it a lot while playing, especially while looking through the scope and stuff. Full screen.
Such a good song.
Indeed. Eventually, the thing should pop up on screen. But during that time, I basically just said that I had only loaded it up for a few minutes, went into the options, and had made sure like all the like gamma and stuff was right. And then I also mentioned that if you notice that I have mods, it's only because I have two mods on, which is one was a thing that like fixes some bugs in the vanilla game, and also one that makes it so that when you alt tab, it doesn't. Yeah, there we go. Run in background. It was right there. One that makes it so that when it's alt tabbed, it doesn't pause and keeps running, so that the sound doesn't cut out, which is good for when I want to like change the on and off screens that I usually use at the ends and beginnings of my streams and stuff. Anyway, loading in. Wake up. Ah. And of course, my eye was immediately drawn to the fact that something above me just exploded, and there's a little blue thing flying off. But of course, I had no idea what that was, and now there's just some strut that's flying around up in space, which for some reason I can see. So, yep, there's our pilot. So it's launch day, eh? Seems like you only yesterday just joined the space program, but suddenly here you are, leaving on your first solo voyage. What do you say? Ready to get this beauty off the ground? It's all fueled up and ready to go. You sure you fixed the retro rockets? That was only a problem one time, and then maybe a few times after that, but hey, no reason to dwell on the past, right? Anyway, you'll need to get the launch codes from Hornsville at the observatory before you can lift off. Just bring those here once you've said your goodbyes, or whatever. So, you know, I kind of checked around a little. Got used to movement. And I quickly realized that you have to hold down space to jump, which is a bit of a novel concept to me. I also later discovered that you can't really directionally influence yourself either, unless of course you're using the jetpack, which requires external output. So it's not like some action games where you have air control and stuff. Yep, there's 12 times 12. And Micah. Slate said you've lost You're blasting off in your ship today. I'm really excited for the launch. Aren't you going to go into space? You better not have changed your mind. And then I just talk about the model ship, I think. Yeah, we recalibrated the controls and installed better thrusters. Want to give it a test drive? Site says it's just like the real thing, only less likely to start a fire. Try to land on one of the geyser pools. Show me what you got. I very tentatively walked up, and, after touching the controls slightly, and, yeah. yeah. Just does a fucking barrel roll and probably explodes. I did
manage to get it.
I did kind of manage it though, yeah. And then I tried to finagle it around, and I was, oh my god, I was really taken aback by how it rolls and how little it controls, especially from this sort of like second-person camera. Not so much first person as you're flying it, or third person from like inside it, but from second person from afar. I just couldn't figure it out, and okay, goodbye, up to space. But yeah, I had, it took a little while for me to get used to the controls, let's just say, because, oh my god. And then I also realized that it felt like gravity was pulling on the rocket thing, and it was like constantly tilting over, so I couldn't keep it straight. I did eventually, not that time apparently. I think I did eventually manage to park it, but I just gave up, because I come back to this later. Spoilers.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
wonder if it was. I wonder if it was the moon pulling on the ship.
I think so, because the up in the observatory later on, you get to see there's like a little diorama that has like some balls that move around up in there, and I think that mentions that gravity pulls on things as well. I seem to have alt-tabbed, and that's changed the thing. Gosh dang. You're leaving us to seek adventure among the stars. When you return, let's you and me and Gosan open up a bottle of the good stuff. And then I was a doodlehead and just said, in metaphor. The pause button is not going away right now. Anyway, Brutal. You're actually blasting off in that thing, huh? I'm told my odds of survival are statistically high. Yeah, the space program's certainly come a long way. I should probably thank you for causing fewer flash fires than your predecessors. By the way, good luck with those retro rockets. And then I found the satellite camera. So, the projector is linked to our Sky Shutter satellite, which is currently orbiting Timber Hearth. So this is basically how the Scout works, I guess. Because it just takes photos as it orbits, and you can take photos behind and forward.
I think that's pretty cool.
It is quite cool, if mildly fiddly. I can only guess that that's the little white thing that's floating around the planet when I look up, when I see like a second thing that's going around.
Mm.
Now that I think about it on hindsight more closely. And then I was a little curious about these geysers. Jumpy jump. And then I jumped up, and oh no, I ended up inside! Blah. Well, glub glub. Glub glub. And yeah, you are dead.
I did the exact same thing.
Oh wow. Nice. You are dead. I got the secret ending.
I got a little too curious about a geyser.
Yeah. I got the special secret ending where you kill yourself before it even starts. And then we start again. With, once again, the orbital cannon firing the probe and it flying away. Spoilers. I think I answered some of these slightly different, but it probably doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, so I'll just speed this up slightly. Although I think I actually managed to plant the rocket, like on the far one, and actually get the good response. Oh, after a few blunders, of course. And boom, there it is.
Nice.
And then I do a flip. And yep, double landing, boom, nice. And that's how you win the video game. That's why Slate lets me fly the real thing. Yeah, absolutely. It's not like I didn't just have a die and come back a better person, you know.
A real death.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of cool, sped up.
Yeah. Launch day, how's gonna miss you? Speaking of launch day, the ship's about time we built a new, less flammable one. Big tree in the village would be a perfect choice. He just really hates that tree, apparently. The launch pad is flammable! Yeah. There's probably a few things around here that don't make sense, considering. But I can only guess that they repurposed technology from, like, various ancient things from the ancient race I forget the name of right now. Shirt's drum, Rybeck's banjo, and Gabro's flute. And Feldspar's harmonica, of course, though Feldspar's been missing for a long time. Sometimes it feels like just yesterday, blah 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 blah. Nope. Yeah, music in space, it'll be one of those space program travelers. Yep. You can also hear someone whistling, I think, up on the moon. We'll get to that. I never did get to come back to these guys who were wanting to play hide and seek, but I figured I should come back and try hide and seek with them, if that's even a thing you can do. And ... Galena. Isn't that a type of ore?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of their names are like ores.
Fishing rhyme, singing helps me pass the time. You're leaving the crate, I guess we'll be a little busier. Yep. Big water planet, Giant's Deep, that's where I'd go. Why is that? Let me slow this one down. One time after the rest of the village had left to sleep, it was just the two of us. Something Gabro was telling him a story. Landed their ship easily enough in the waves, but couldn't see too far down on account of blah blah blah. Gabro wants to see what lays below the surface. They decided to travel deeper. They traveled down and down. Suddenly Gabro couldn't go any further. And then I was like the brainiac kind of guy and just said, yeah, it's got a current. Okay, shut up for a second. And then, yep. Exercising all of its own, water refused to let Gabro go. It was trying to protect them from something. And in the terrible darkness, Gabro saw it. A tentacle of a hideous beast. And then I just said, is there sap wine involved? And then he just blew me off. But I think this must have stuck with me a little bit, because later on when I was going to Giant's Deep, when I eventually figured out that you could actually just go through the clouds and go into the water, I was kind of terrified of the water, because I didn't know if I would just sink down and end up getting eaten by something. Which is why I was... but that's for a bit later. It's not till a bit later I do that. But anyway, here comes the ghost matter. Strange endangered substance that's invisible to naked eye. Good news is you can detect it with a camera. Moving through ghost matter is uniquely painful and will probably kill you. Don't complain to me if you hurt yourself fooling around. And then there's this little probe here with the camera, and you can see it. Aurora of death, basically.
Yep. I love how the photo's black and white otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, I can fast forward. Cool. And then Arcos is just eating rocks in it. Hi, astronaut, you know the patch of ghost matter inside this fence? Ghosts said it used to be bigger when they were hatchlings, because ghost matter evaporates. It just takes a super long time to go away. I hope there's still ghost matter in the village when I'm grown up. Ghost matter is awesome. I think I went the top option. If I can vaguely remember. Yeah. It seems cool, but yes, very deadly. As I would later find out. Yep. So I was very tempted to jump around on the rocks here, but I didn't know how big the ghost matter was. So I think eventually I just gave up because I didn't want to jump up there and then end up falling down on it without any way to find out where it was. There is a geyser right there. Zero-G training. Hey, I thought I might see you before the big launch. Nerves getting the better of you? A little nervous, yep. Good, everyone should be a little nervous going to space. I got cocky during my first flight and nearly put a new crater in the moon. So I was never as green as you. Derp. Hey, I've gotten better. Think so, do you? Feel like proving it to your old flight coach? There's a satellite, which is definitely not just a piece of broken mining equipment, set up down the Zero-G cave and in need of repairs. If you're looking for a little last-minute Zero-G practice, head down the lift and into the cave. Or don't. So long as you're confident, you can make ship repairs in space. I think I did. Yep. Cool. I noticed that he has an eye missing, so that's a mild concern.
They did nearly put a crater in the moon.
True. So, probably come from that. And then I was very curious about why the moon, like this planet, was all sparkly. Like, this is so pretty, this area.
Mm-hmm.
With, like, the sparkly rock and stuff. And got my thrusters and stuff on. Noticing that I don't have use to the shift booster that I use later on to like parkour around. You only have just normal thrusters here. I did notice the guy over there, but I think I just went down first before doing anything. I'm also very curious how they managed to live on a planet that has a hollow core, that they can literally just jump down into the core of the planet and just float around. Because that's what this is, roughly.
Yeah. And on a real planet, you'd never get to experience this because the pressure would be so big in the middle.
Yeah, that too.
You would just implode.
So it's kind of like this is all just planetoids, basically, like little planetoids. Because a lot of these planets, they're only like 10 kilometers wide or some shit, in some cases. So they have very small lives, basically. And this is where I bumbled around a bit with the floating. and stuff before I managed to figure it out. I like how the repairs are just done with rubber bands.
Yes. Duct tape and rubber bands.
Duct tape and rubber bands, yes. Bonk. Looked around for a bit, couldn't find the blasted thing. And then I think fast forwarding, I eventually found that it was up and under. Yeah, right here. Because it was so dark, I was kind of scared to go further in, even though it was probably just empty. Because you can't see anything down that tube, despite having a flashlight. So I was just like, nope, get me out of here. And then gravity reactivates slowly. Very slowly. Doesn't even realize that I'm out yet. Gravity, please? Yep, there we go. And tough. Hey, nice of you to drop down. Guess where I'm going today? No. So you're going in there? In the cave? What? No, I'm fine. Great and fine. You don't look fine. Well, you know I hate that cave, so I don't know why you're making me talk about it. No, I got hand sweats. Clearly he's had an accident in that cave before. I think I just looked around, but it doesn't seem to be anything that's not intentionally interactable around here, other than the stuff that you're meant to do. So we get some uppies, and we're nicely done. Hurtling through space, but just remember your training, and yep. I've never had to do a repair in space yet, thankfully, but I'm sure there'll be a moment. Something, try not to get killed. I take a look around. I think I go up to the waterfall, but even though I really want to look down, I go against it because I know what happened when I jumped into the geyser.
You learned.
I did learn. I really did. But I was very tempted to look down that hole and potentially fall in. Saw smoke coming from young bark crater. I think I only got to fiddle with whatever that is, like very near the end. But this is the probe cannon. No, my ruins. So this is the thingy that you shoot, and then you can take photos of it as it flies away. There's the geysers. I was really hoping that I'd hit one of those and then the probe would just go to space, but no. Yep, there's the spooky crater. That's what I call it, the spooky crater. And then I think eventually I keep shooting until I find the ruins that I noticed. Yeah, there they are. Another one. And this is all just me tinkering about, so I'll speed it up again. And this is someone trying out one of the soundscope things. Robux banjo coming from Brittle Hollow.
Oh, that sounds so cool sped up too.
There's a harmonica coming from way over there. The moon's going down, by the way. That's the person that's whistling on the moon. I wonder if that that song is basically just their like the space program's theme song that they use to find each other or something. Right, here we are at the observatory. And yep, Feldspar, first Harthian to be intentionally launched into space.
I love that.
Meaning that they probably had accidents where people were launched into space before, but that didn't dawn on me at the time to make the joke, I don't think. And then I noticed all these names, which I guess was like a Kickstarter kind of thing, maybe, because they seemed like usernames of people. If there was one thing that I was spoiled on, it was basically this entrance theme and knowing that the entire game was on a time loop eventually, and that this statue was part of it. I did recall watching a little bit, just a tiny bit, just the start of like a playthrough, but it's all very foggy except for that very specific fact. So all this was still quite new to me, but I just knew that there was a time loop involved in the game. Yeah, this guy is telling me don't break the translator, basically. Ignore me, okay? I'm just nervous. I'm not even the one going into space. How are you feeling? I just said excited, even though I was also terrified. Yep. Can't wait to see all your training pay off. So what's the dirt? You here to see that you know my statue? New statue? You haven't heard? Gabriel brought it back with them from Giant Steep, and Hornsfeld just finished prepping it for display. This is it right here. Neat, huh? Makes me wish we could see what a real nomad looked like, but I guess this is as close as we'll ever get. Check it out. Looks like they had fur. Fur is weird. This is the first fully intact statue ever found, you know, and for how old it is, it's in great shape. Ah, jeez, I got a little carried away. Go on, you have a ship to launch. Take care of yourself out there, you hear? From Giant Steep. That's basically hinting that I should just go to Giant Steep. But it took me a bit to get there. Cabra went back into Giant Steep to learn more about the statues. Maybe they'll find some answers. I don't think I'll discover anything cool. Hey, you never know. Maybe you'll be the one to solve the mysteries of the Nomad. What's the word? What's that word when they're hinting at something? Foreshadowing, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing moment. Gabbro plays the flute, like all the time. I bet your signal so could find them easily. If you do see Gabbro, say hi for me. Fully intact statue, Giant Steep. Same type of special stone as a partial statue shirt brought back from the Hourglass Twins. I never did go to the Hourglass Twins. I kept putting it off because I kept finding other things to look at. Even though there was various things that was pointing me to go there. And then this is just the thing. The observatory. We're nearly ready. Felix and I have finished construction. She says calibrating the device won't take long. Fortunately, the Adarok's lack of atmosphere will make calibration simple. After all this time, I'm thrilled to finally resume our search. Also, I never noticed at the time, but I had the setting where the translator would pause time as long as you weren't moving.
I think that's on by default.
Yeah, it's on by default. This text is linear. No, my text often branches off from a central point. Interestingly, each branch tends to be written by a different member. It's almost like the translated text are sort of like dialogue chains, as if you were talking to them yourself, whereas someone speaks of a different thing on each branch or something like that, or they're like a group and they all speak at a different time. Yep, just accidentally click that again. No, my skeletons. They had antlers, apparently. Shockingly fragile bone structure. Parthians could not have descended from Nomai ancestors. It's not clear where the Nomai originated from or why they disappeared. Okay. And this is just a probe. Little probe can be teleport. And then a small introduction to gravity crystals. Nice. We stick to the wall. Always a fun mechanic when done well in games.
Mm-hmm.
Anglerfish. Attached to the landing gear of someone that flew too close to Dark Bramble. Okay. I think for the whole stream, I was just terrified of Dark Bramble, so every time it came past, I was just like scared whimpering. Not really whimpering, but like, oh no, it was like
Scared noises.
I don't want anything to do with that, basically, because it looks so spooky and tentacly and spiky. But that whole diorama there is basically foreshadowing. And this is a quantum shard. And of course I tried to figure out the mechanics and sort of managed to get it to go. Because now it like constantly bounces back and stuff. I'm not sure if I was able to get the quantum fluctuations from here if I had the signal scope equipable, but I don't think it would have let me pull it up here. Or at least I don't have a prompt to tell me that I could have used it. Because later on I do find out that you can learn other frequencies to locate specific things, but okay. Net new exhibit. And the balls that are moving because of the gravity of the moon, which was also screwing up my big yawn. It was screwing up my flight with the model ship. Anyway. Check everything. There you are. I just finished free observations and local conditions are good. Back to normal speed again. First astronaut ever equipped with... what was that? Ever equipped with Nomai translator tool. Been giddy all day. better equipped than ever to unravel the mysteries of the Nomai. I want to go somewhere no one's gone before. I like it. You'll have plenty of options to choose from. No one's ever landed on the Interloper before, you know. Perhaps you'll be the first. And I was. Foreshadowing. I must say, should you choose to go to Dark Bramble, be very careful. No one's explored there before either. And yeah, I was kind of spooked of that area, honestly. But I did try to land on the Interloper. And then I unironically said, I'm ready to die in space. And then I discovered the world map. And there would be many times when I would actually hit the map, accidentally hit the map button, and everything would zoom out. Poor Brittle Hollow, getting absolutely blasted. Giant's Deep, which for a period of time I thought was a gas giant, and I thought I'd die if I went into the clouds. And I thought I was like looking for something else. And then I noticed this hole, this white hole anomaly star thing at a distance, and I was a little concerned. Dark Bramble is of course very brambly and spooky.
Dark and brambly.
Dark and brambly, indeed. And we got the twins. And some kind of satellite above the sun. I'm honestly surprised that they show all these things like the satellites and stuff on this map as well. It's like, I thought these would be like secret areas that you'd have to see and then go to them, but it seems like they just flat out show you some of the like the stations and stuff you can land on. And then no, my statue jump scare. Dun dun dun. And of course, what's his face down here is like, hey, so did you get a good look at the Nomai statue? And he's like, are you on drugs, basically? Yep. You mean like hallucinations? You sure you're okay? No, that statue's definitely weird. Tried everything to get the statue's eyes open, nothing like this ever happened to them. Gabbro said they're on going back there. Giant's Deep, don't know which island they're on though. So that was another hint to go see Gabbro about this. Gabbro's, you know, Gabbro. So maybe you'd be better off searching for more info on your own. And then I slip off the path and die. Ow. Not quite. Yeah.
Ow.
Ow. And then I figured I'm just meant to be down here because the launch pad is over there anyway, so it was just a shortcut. Ha 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 he. Hoo hoo hoo. I'm good, actually. Begin an aging batch on the day of a significant occasion. That's why so many bottles are labelled structural collapse and house fire. Wow. And zooming mode activate. Working on fixing the autopilot, apparently. Just inspecting the ship and how, like, absolutely non-technological it is.
Right.
It's all just looks like it's held together with duct tape, nails, and a prayer. Up and away. And there's TM. There's TM, but the message comes through on the stream, but I don't actually see the stream output. It's actually on the thing, and so I can't read it because it comes up only for so long.
So
and so I
I
missed it. Yeah. I heard it come through, and I knew it was TM, but I thought she was just wishing me well. Or, like, saying hello or something. Actually, tell you what, while we're here, why don't you send a chat in the thing right now, and we can try to figure out how it works, or if it works. Oh, this bit.
Sure.
So, there's Ghost Matter right here. Fucking die. I didn't even get into space. I was so very paranoid of Ghost Matter after that. Because it was like the first thing I decided to... Oh, yep. Did I just die? Oh, bad dreams or something? You still look half asleep, but that's a neat... No tradition to sleep out under the stars night before launch, but if you ask me, it's all making you all a bit jumpy. And I realised I still had the launch codes, so I could just go straight in.
That was a spectacular death, though.
It was a very rude death. I barely fucking took off or went anywhere. And then the first thing I explore, I tripped on a little rock, go down a slight hill, and then fucking die in an invisible death trap. Also, the chat come through this time. Testing, testing. I see that.
Oh. So it worked.
It worked, yeah.
Maybe the name was too long or something, because I just changed it after. I just realized I could change it.
Did you have it set to the Google name instead of the YouTube channel name or something?
Yeah, it's still the same account.
Yeah.
I just changed the name.
Okay.
Changed the @ tag. I guess that's what you call it.
Hmm. So here's what I was looking for. I found these ruins and discovered the scout button, which I will also often accidentally push, more often than not. And I figure after looking around, there's no harm in just keeping the suit on. After looking around at this stuff for a bit. And later I would postulate that these glowy platforms are probably of some significance that I can't access currently. Because I would see them in a few places, I would think. Trying to figure out my buttons. Realizing that I probably wouldn't be able to get up that. So, interloper. And so I grabbed the suit. And figure it's just worth keeping it on, because it enables the HUD. And then I noticed the little thing there on the wall. Inspect the stuff in the ship for a bit.
Yeah, one of my first deaths in space when I played was because I forgot to put on the suit.
Ow! Wowie.
I exited the ship and I was like, wait a
minute. Death.
Dies.
Yeah. I'm sure you learnt quickly that there was no harm in just keeping the suit on at all times. And here I am, like, being very paranoid of literally everything now, and so just taking photos incessantly. Because ghost matter. Because of that first ghost matter death. This is all just, like, some light exploration. So I'm just gonna, like, fast forward further. Later on I do discover that there's stuff down in the water, but we'll get there when we get there, I guess. Me just looking around, basically. And then I get to here, and then... ghost matter. Spam. And then I'm like, what? Ghost matter? Where? And then, yep, underneath. I never did think of going down in the that tube, and then here I've discovered the boosters finally, which it never had like a readout for the boosters on the suit that you get in the 0G room.
Yeah, that one has boosters.
And then I figure that this is how you're meant to like parkour across this stuff. And you know how number one thing of game design is always, like, shoving stuff in behind waterfalls? I never thought to keep going and check behind the waterfall. Nope, ghost matter. Oh, ow. Winded myself on the way down. And yep, that's where I realized might as well just keep it on. Up and away. Yeah, there goes that little white thing again, orbiting the ship, orbiting the planet. Just saw that go over the mountain. And then I noticed the moon. So, off to the moon, I think? Yeah. And touchdown. Ah, planet. I have no idea what that white thing going past was, but I figure it was like the quantum moon that I eventually I learn about, but I can't be sure because it would always just zoom by, like a either it was the interloper or like some other cold thing. But yeah, this is a crater. Old crater. Neat thing here is composition of the samples it took. Looks like it matches the composition of the ice on the outskirts of Dark Bramble. Posit the outer rock was hit by a piece of the planet that used to be where Dark Bramble was. Follow up. Maybe there are more fragments of the old planet Dark Bramble somewhere else. I didn't look around here as thoroughly as I probably should have, honestly. Ow. I
Oh
guess,
yeah, at this point you did the I'll be right back. I'm guessing you had to
yeah.
go do
I
something quick.
think I
And
think
I was
this was
like,
the
"Oh,
time.
maybe he finally noticed." I was
Nope.
like, "Maybe he finally noticed my message and he was fixing it," but no.
No, I had to BRB because Mum come up behind me with something to try on. I
Uh,
think she had found like a jacket from somewhere, but it was too small for me, so she was just gonna give it to a friend. So we fast forward a little, and here we are taking off again. And then I realize he's on the other side of the planet, so backing up, and around we go.
such a huge chunk of that moon was taken up by
It
that ice.
really is. It's just kaboom. And there's a little bit of trees on the moon.
I love how tree equals atmosphere.
Tree equals live. Tree equals alive. Oh, hey, it's you. Franco didn't tell me you were launching. Yeah. Have instruments, so they don't pick up their music, signal scope. Yep. Wait, did he just go tell me to, go to the North Pole of the moon or something? In red on your moon map, but that rock is a pretty small moon. Just go north, can't miss it. Don't go, I mean, anything else you wanted to ask? Well. So this guy is basically forgotten here on their little moon outpost. Fall apart a lot, indeed. He has a radio, but he's not using it. Free jetpack. A literal hillbilly on the moon. Remember, I nearly sent myself to space. I'm in 0G right now, so yeah. I practically went to space there for a moment. There's that white moon again that I keep seeing. Oh, and it's gone. And then I noticed there's something inside this thing on the planet. I don't go there yet, though. But I do note it for later. Oh, there's that moon again. Try to target it, and then I'm not sure what I do afterwards, though. Because that's clearly the signal from behind the sun right now. I'll just kind of keep watching it for a bit. Just admire floating by. Yeah, just drift around for a bit. And eventually, I didn't notice at the time, but my lock-on disappears. And that entire moon just fucks off. So I didn't know of it at the time, but that was that was most likely the quantum moon that I discovered about, like, lore about later. And there's that little hole in space, like way off in the distance. At least I think that's that, unless that's just like a little bit of like a galaxy or something that faded in and out of vision. Ah, and there's the interloper. I was told no one has ever landed on the interloper. So here I am. It's like, yeah, come on. I'm gonna land on you. I'm gonna land on you. Come here, you. I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch you. Velocity matched, and then speed up. And speed up. And speed up. And slow down, and speed up, and I'm gonna make it. And then I see the rocky part on the top, and I'm like, yes, that's probably a good place to land, and oh shit, I fumble my controls, and I just kind of bonk into it. But I'm like, yes, I made it! And then I'm like, oh shit, the sun is getting very close. No! Dead. Dead. Fucking dead. Ah. I was so salty. I had just made it to the interloper. It was legendary. I landed on the interloper just for it to careen into the sun. And then we wake up. Lucky I'm in a time loop. And you're lucky I don't have grounded medical reasons, because I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I found the pre-flight checklist, which lets you turn on and off the auto jetpack and stuff. What was I doing here? I think I was just looking about in the boosters, maybe. I know I Leroyed off one of these. Yeah, this must be it then. Leroy, and then boost down.
Very nice.
Because I had discovered thrusters, so thruster meant I could jump off stuff and be fine. As long as there was ground below, of course. I think I mostly just come in here to talk with the other NPCs for a bit. Again, basically. And then, yep, they're all just like, the statue moved. Oh. Probably should have started with that, now they're open. And then, oh. And then TM saw the comet timing, apparently. So you must have been like a little bit back in the stream, if you had only just sent that.
I think I actually saw it when it happened, but then I was in the middle of something, so I didn't get to respond for a bit.
Okay, yeah. Let me slow this down, because I think this is semi-important. Feldspar, obviously, but we don't know where he is. He's lost for a very long time. Tell me about Feldspar. I was trying to figure out like what kind of instrument and stuff he has so I could listen for it, but I don't think they told me. Has piloted everything Slate ever built. One day, they just didn't come back. And then I'm good. Seeing if I could get any more info on him, but no. Just a moment. Leroy and boost. To get up top, I could have just taken the geyser, honestly. Really powerful death trap, indeed. I think at this point I did think to start going towards the big planet. Although I did see the interloper again, and I think I land on it a second time, but I didn't find anything in particular on it at this time. But I do recall that certain things only open up at certain times, so that over time... Oh, yep, there goes the station. That certain things only happen after certain amounts of time, and so maybe I will have to revisit the interloper again. Just adding all the boost. And then burn retrograde. Blah, 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 blah. and get after him. And plant it. Just heavily plant it on the surface. Now, because it was such a small body, I was very concerned about just flying off, basically. So I didn't try to jump about too much. I also noticed the white hole go past. Whatever the hell all that was. Me just being concerned about what that white hole is and why it's there. And then me noticing that the music is kind of almost synced up in this area. There seemed to be some sort of station in there, but couldn't tell because it was all like sucked up. I'm also not sure, but I think
So
just
cool.
now that moon just fucked off again. But no, never mind. It was just the big planet from behind it. But that gravity distortion is a very cool effect.
Yeah.
If kind of spooky to look at, because it's like, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that. I'm gonna get spaghettified or something. So I just kind of watched it while slightly concerned about what might happen if I got pulled in or something by it.
A valid concern.
Indeed. And then this is where I figured there wasn't much to this. And so I decided to go. This would probably be a perfect angle to take a photo of the solar system to not have the quantum moon disappear. But anyway, off to Giant's Deep. For the first time. Of which there were probably a few, I think. And I think that's the quantum moon again.
I thought you were taking photos of it.
Yeah, I was sort of spamming photos of it because I was a bit sus of that planet because it didn't have a name attached to it. So, and I would only see it occasionally. And then, anyway, so here I go coming towards Giant Deep. And I was trying to shoot my probe in there to know that I could actually like go through the clouds and stuff. And then I think as I get closer, right about now, I nearly get clipped by something. One moment. Hey. It was somewhere here when I was trying to go around the planet, and then I thought maybe I could land on that station up there. And then I keep accidentally using the landing camera, which throws off my view.
I don't know if I used the landing camera like even once.
Yeah. I don't think you really need it, honestly. Oh, and there's the...
Hello there.
Yep, there's the quantum moon nearly taking me out, basically. It just, like, appeared in my face and nearly fucking took me out.
It just keeps showing up and being like, hello there.
Hello there, pretty much. And, like, I had no idea what it was. Like, I looked around and it was just gone. Like, it nearly took me out and it just doesn't even stick around. I was so confused what happened. It's like, freaking moon. This moon just comes out of nowhere and nearly takes me out and then just doesn't even elaborate and just leaves.
I love that. It doesn't elaborate.
Oh, and there's one of the islands being flung up by one of the tornadoes, which I also nearly got taken out by, but I was too interested in this satellite to notice it too much. But that did clue me in that I could go into the clouds just fine. Maybe one of many things that would happen to clue me in. But here I am on the station. And of course, me being scared of everything, I walk around and I look down the hole and I'm wondering if I can actually jump down there, which clearly I should, but I'm always very tentative of these things. Of the unknown. Of course, once it is known, I'm just like, yeah, Leroy. but until then, I am very slow to take in surroundings. And then orb puzzle. Not really a puzzle, but orb door, orb key, orb switch. And then me not even realizing that it went to somewhere else, and then me using the thing again, and then realizing I'm like right back where I was, and being confused.
I was wondering why you did it twice.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just too scared of the environment at first that I didn't even realize that I had rotated it once and that I was already inside the station. Anyway, here's we are. And then scan the thing. Probe tracking module. The wrong thingy. Me trying to get it back. Yeah. I also realized that the probe was now a light source as well in this case, but I don't think I really internalized it that I could use the probe as a light. But I saw that this way was fine, and now knowing that every surface in this level wouldn't now kill me, I could now fly around in relative peace. And I got inside. Now, it took me a little while to realize what these things on the floor were. Because at first, when I put this thingy in there, yeah. I noticed this stuff coming out, and I was like, oh shit, jump! And I thought it was like gonna do something to me. And so I didn't bother going back into it anymore. But I did notice the flipped ceiling. But also I was concerned about this stuff in the middle, because it looked like it was amorphous. So I didn't necessarily want to jump in there. And then I kept accidentally shooting my probe instead of trying to like get a translator out or something. But I don't think you can pull up the translator manually. Giant steep. And then we learn about Kosovo and Evans and stuff. Here says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Kosovo. Tell Privet and Mello they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain at the construction yard for now. I wish I were, my friend, but no. Oh. And then I think I got off that. So I'm trying to figure out how the text sort of like branches off here, and so I was looking back at that and then realizing that this was like a dialogue path or something, or like how they write. I wish I were, my friend, but no, they aren't. Certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon won't be firing, blah blah blah. And over here, Mallow and I will join you, and as Privet left to visit her brother, she fears Idagay, I think, Idagay may feel responsible. And oh, I saw a flash. I'm not sure what that was though. I can only guess it's because the rest of the station was still sparking because it just blew up recently. My bet at 50%. Cassava is sending the last of the carrying components soon, relatively speaking. We'll know the eye's precise location. The thought of concluding our elder's curious and challenging search increases my heart's temperature, my love. Cassava tells me he and the construction yard crew have determined a power setting we are not, under any circumstances, to go above. I see. And am I right to think that consequently we'll be ignoring that setting? I could posit with nearly 100% certainty our friends have accounted for our natures, so I suggest we do. Giving the orbital probe cannon all the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. Yes, the probe must travel as fast as it can, as far as it can. I'll make some adjustments. And of course, they exploded. So it looks like they derped. And me always being the conscientious player, I just go and put these things back on the desk. And I don't bother using the thingy in the middle because I don't know what it was doing. And so I think to like put the thing in and then step back, but then nothing happens. And then I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what this does. And then I try it again, and I jump back, and I look up to see if it does anything. No, nothing. Visible confusion. And then I just... For a second I thought I was going to shoot a probe of it, but no, okay. And then, away we go. And you can very clearly see that the sun is very red in the background. And it is probably about time to go. So I do notice that this way is a thing, but it is shattered. So I should probably not go any further as I'll fly out into space. But then I noticed that this one is covered. At the time I don't really realize, but I figure you can just come in through the window over there. But let's just say I wasn't confident enough to even try a maneuver like that, to like go out into space and then come back around to try to get into that room. Considering how ungood I was at the controls of the thing yet, and still trying to familiarize myself with the fact that for some reason in this game shift goes up, when in most games space goes up. So it's a bit of mental gymnastics as well. Anyways, get refooled.
Yeah, that got me a lot of times too. Trying to go up with space.
Yeah. And then me trying not to take off as hard as I can so I don't get flung into the planet's atmosphere or something. And then taking off. And then there's that fucking moon again. and then here I am. I'm just like, I'm watching you, basically, because it nearly took me out last time. And then realizing that Dark Bramble is about to fly past, and nearly getting eaten by Dark Bramble as well, because I'm scared of Dark Bramble. Nom 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 nom. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh nom nom nom
yeah,
nom.
that's really close.
Yeah, see? Nearly ate me. I think at this point I think to not go into the planet right now, and I just head home and wait for the end. Because the sun is very red right now. But it doesn't take very long. It should be right about now. Like, as soon as I look at Timber Hearth and I start going back home. And then... Bye-bye.
There he goes. There she blows.
Boom. And then I'm just like, nope, 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 please, no. I don't want it. And then I just start backing up, and backing up, and backing up. No. Nom, 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 nom. And then, because I've been alive for too long, everything just shuts down. Rewind everything. Boom. Explosion. I think at this point, I was like, I'm gonna go follow the probe. And so I go up, I keep my eye on it, and I'm like, I want to go catch that thing, whatever it is that is flying off. And so I get up, and I fumble with my suit. And then I get spun around, and I can't see it anymore. And yeah, I turned literally the wrong way here, and I'm just like, damn, I've lost it. And so I just do a big Yui and go to the deep finally. And Gabbro, hearing Gabbro's flute. Whatever it is. Me getting very close. And then... I think I try a probe. Just to check if it's safe. And yep, there's the water. Sploosh. And then I'm just like, alright, Leroy. Ready. In through the clouds. Nom. And then I realized
such a cool concept.
And then I realized just how much fucking gravity there is. And I'm like, holy shit. And then I hit the launch pad kinda hard, but I still managed to park it. So I'm happy. And then I just hop it into the middle, being a perfectionist. And then we take a look around. Me just taking in the sights, and then I notice these platforms. So I figure these are like tornado safety bunkers, basically tornado shields or something. They're not doing anything right now, but I do find that that is correct. Probably speed this bit up. This is just exploration. I do get sucked onto the wall here, and I get really concerned about my well-being, because as I said, I am scared of the water here because of that story of there being something in the deep from the fisherman guy, even though I blew him off about it. Yep. Customers about the orbital probe. Get a Jude for Tyler's way, giving us hope. I actually succeed when memory attempts have not. Are you going gelatinous on us, my love? I'm delighted by your words, but you're atypical. But they're typical of you. If I'm ever half as gooey as Mallow and Evans behave together, death, you may launch me from the cat cannon as well. Okay. And then, yeah. If they know them, they know that they'll want to launch it with as much power, so they give them a slightly lower power maximum setting so that it creates room for their enthusiasm. Because just like they thought upstairs, they knew that they would do the thing and try to like superpower the launch, basically. So this is apparently like a shipyard of some kind that they were building the model of the thing for, and then I hear tornado coming. I think to take a look, and then I'm like, oh no, no, don't take me, and then safe. And then everything is okay, and then the thing is constantly pushing me back inside, so I just figure, okay, maybe I should just stay in the safety then. And we're back down, so off we go. Looking around for like one of those projection walls, basically. And then, oh, got sucked onto the thing. I try to make a jump, but I oopsie doopsie into the water. But thankfully there's this walkable surface. Okay. Find a table with some stuff. I do it again, and I am basically shitting myself here.
Walk.
Yeah, I'm doing the slow walk through the water, and because I'm scared of the water currently, I'm just like, I'm shitting myself right now. So I'm looking around, like, all scared, and then just hopping off eventually. Yep. Like, this is fine. It's all fine, and then I thought I was getting, like, a vision of a location while I was doing stuff, without realizing that that was what the stuff was. I think I eventually let it take me, and then I realized what it is, but not for a bit. Lifting orbital probe components into orbit for assembly, one somehow sank down beneath the current. Oh no, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon component to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. I will slow this down so I can read it. This is probably important. Castle convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant's Deep here at Brittle Hollow's Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Konoi, I'm unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. There are two trailheads, one at Brittle Hollow's gravity cannon, and one at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. And I do go there later, but I don't go all the way, because I think I get there too late, and the place is already breaking apart. So this is just a log thing that's telling that the orbital probe was launched successfully, although it doesn't say that the probe just kind of exploded in their face. And then me still not knowing about the projection thing, I just kind of let it take me, and then I realized what it is. It's a projection surface kind of thing, which shows me a location somewhere else. And then I try this one, which shows the place on Brittle Hollow. Probably the observatory that he mentioned, which is where I should probably go next. Or, to have some semblance of where to go, would be a good place to go. I try to reach the thingy, but obviously I'm just a projection, so I can't reach it. And then I take a look again, look around a bit. okay, time to go. I just kind of leave. Do I accidentally bring one? I think I accidentally bring one of them with me, but then I realize I can't keep them in the ship with me. This is just the same as that's up in the sky, basically saying that there was a problem with the power source. It's just a repeat. Yep. And then me trying to shoot a probe into that giant tornado in the distance, and then it just constantly getting sent to space and then flipped upside down and flown away. I do eventually come back to Brittle Hollow, not Brittle Hollow, to Giant's Deep a couple more times, and then during one of those times I accidentally come into the planet at a weird angle and I end up inside the eye of that storm where there is a hidden place, which I was very surprised to find because I never saw it anywhere on the surface while flying around normally. But here I go, quickly running back because I think I hear a tornado coming. And then wait for it. Am I just concerned? Oh, yep, there it goes. And then away to space. And then once again, me trying to edge out of the barrier, but I just leave it because it's constantly sucking me back to the center. Oh, sploosh. And then back at the surface. I put away the probe and realized I still have one of the discs on me. I think. Hang on. Oh, accidental map button. Yep. Can't place it down inside the ship, unfortunately. They are area locked, and I cannot steal them and bring them home to give to the observatory or something like that. Not that there'd be any point, really, because time loop. And then I'm trying to find the direction of Gebra. That away. Around the planet, obviously, but still. So hard to take off. It's just so very hard to have a hover in this area. No, this gravity landing area. So it's a bit of a weird trajectory. And point. Managed to park it, which hopefully will stop my ship from getting flung to God knows where when I'm standing in that area. Ground being concerned. 1 moment. Grand just pinged me, and he was concerned that my stream wasn't being streamed like actively. But then I let him know that I'm only streaming because we are basically just recording this over the original stream that we are watching.
Yeah, it's like a restream.
Restream, yeah. So this is just a lot of platforming, so I'll just speed this up too. There's a door here that I don't know how to get into. That goes to the statue workshop. It looks kind of busted, though. And then, yep. Me being very scared of these walkways to make sure I adhere to the crystals, because I don't want to end up in the drink. Because as you know, I am scared of being in the drink. Yep. Tornado protection zone. And then many words. This is basically just some people who want to go in to learn about the memory statues, and then they posit that they could probably go in through a back door, I think. But I don't know where that back door is, or where there is another door to enter. Something about it being more dangerous, though. So I can only guess that I have to go under the water. Because I do see a lot of water down in that hole when I looked in, just for a little bit. So I can only guess that I can go like under this, or maybe I could have the island get flung into space and then go up and under while it's in space. And there goes a little bit of dark bramble. That looks like it's infesting everything.
Ugh.
It's another one of those landing sites that go around to the glowy platform, but I'm too concerned that the area will get flung into space by a tornado to go there, so I just stay close to a guard platform, to a guardrail. Still trying to find Gebro. Meow, 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 meow. Me, being nervous to jump onto the gravity crystal again. And it did it, and then flip.
Nice.
Landed it just, yeah. Statue, door. And then, of course, no gravity, so, oh no, I'm in the water, no! Panic, panic, get me up! And then, oh hi, tornado. Space! Space! But thankfully I managed to thrust downwards and stick to the landing pad, because I was right there. And sploosh. Space! And then finally, time to go see if I can find Gebro. Again. There's the shipyard. There he is. Follow the signal. And the campfire. And... oh, hi, Dark Bramble. Me just keeping an eye on the Dark Bramble thing. I don't want it to lash out and grab me or something. That tree. Just park it sideways. And finally, hey Gebro. But not before I try to explore and realize, oh no, ghost murder. And then I get sent to space in a cave.
Again.
And then Gabriel's just taking it real chill. He's just floating. And an accidental map button. And down we go again. Blop. Nice, it's you. Good, you made it here in one piece. Let me slow this down. Don't figure out a thing, but lately I keep, like, dying repeatedly. I don't know, it's weird. What about you? Have you died lately, or is it just me? No, it's me too. We're in a time loop. Time has been behaving unusual lately. Yeah, a time loop makes sense. Cool. You're taking this pretty well. Right back at you. Personally, I like the experiences. But I've never been in a time loop before. I mean, I don't think I've been in a time loop before this one. It looks like you and I are the only ones who can tell that time's going all weird. I tried radioing Hornsfell and asking if they died too, but they thought I was just being metaphorical. Even if I tell Hornsfell about the time loop, they never remember by the next one. They don't realize anything's different. And here's another weird one for you. Every time I die, all my memories from that loop replay back to me. I'm pretty sure that's related to this big stone Nomai statue I found on one of the other islands. And then yeah, everything's going supernova. I was looking at it and the statue opened its eyes and started glowing and replayed my memories like I'd seen them through my own eyes, blah blah blah. You too, huh? The Nomai statues must have something to do with why we're only ones aware of the time loop, so no glowing statue, no time loop awareness. Death. I think that's going to be my leading theory, but if you find out anything new about the statues or the time loop, let me know, okay? I'll be here. Death! Death! Death. Pop. And then finally, I see which way the probe is going. And I managed to get after it in time. I noticed that I can't lock onto it. So all I can do is freehand it, basically. And just go zoomies. I do manage to catch up to it, but it doesn't look like it's like a landable thing or an interactable thing. Don't mind me, I just have to take a antibiotic for the infected knee. Not infected knee, like skin infection on my leg. Most unfortunate. But yep, probe thing. And it's just gonna careen off. So I'm just like, yeah right. Yeah right, let it be. Back towards the sun. And this takes like a good minute or two to get back. Because I need to build up a lot of speed. Before eventually I make it back to Giant's Deep. And I think this is where I find the quantum structure. And yep, I find myself inside the giant storm. And there's a new structure before me.
You found that so fast.
Ha! Did you take a while to find this?
I didn't even know there was an inside of that for so long.
Oh wow, okay. It was just an accident, basically. But, yep.
You got lucky.
Yeah. Got a lucky break. So I go forward, and I see there's a big hole there. And I'm like, maybe there's an elevator to go up. And then I notice water. And so, of course, I am concerned that there is water. I look around. I can't see the bottom. Oh, now I can see the bottom. So I go down, but there doesn't seem to be anything to it. And so I pop out and take a look around. Including going up to the right. Follow the torches, basically. Path is getting narrow. Clearly not in perfect repair. Thrusting myself along to go faster. Torches knocked off the wall. Stuff and things. Be welcomed in this place. This tower shares with all who ask the knowledge needed to make his or her quantum journey. First quantum journey. Up we go! These really long, like, gravity tunnels are really cool. Even the probe gets stuck in them and travels along them.
Yep.
Enter this place without friends. However, these are lessons to learn for yourself. In other words, don't do it in multiplayer, otherwise you'll get in each other's way, because of the nature of quantum stuff. If you have the multiplayer mod, I guess. Me just checking around, see if there's anything of interest. All these are dead though. So, down the hole. Thankfully, there are these tiny little trees that give me oxygen. Seek the Wandering Ark. And then I find out why it's wandering. Because it's gone. And it's over there. Yep, and then just me testing mechanics, looking away. And jumping down. Oh, signal. Suddenly, shard. No? Oh, hello. It doesn't seem to be wanting to stab me, however. And then I find out about quantum fluctuations frequency. Me just inspecting it and figuring out the buttons to change frequencies. Oop, it's gone. Ah! Getting jumped by a crystal.
Totally normal thing.
And down we go. And then I see the console, but the console is now gone. And now there's also a tree. And now the tree will be gone in a moment. Observing a quantum object. Observing an image of a quantum object. These are the same. It takes me a moment to figure out what that means. And so I sort of just play with the console and the tree, trying to get them to come back to the middle again without realizing that I'm meant to be looking for the archway. Because I don't see the archway because it keeps teleporting. Question mark. Looks around. Where am I meant to be going? Oh, and then I see the archway. And then I'm once again playing with the... Oh, it's gone. Playing with the console. It's the same no matter where it ends up. And so now I try to figure out the archway. And then he said, take a photo. After I look at it again. And so I realized there is camera mode, and so I can just photo it and then walk around. And then I accidentally pressed the wrong button and lost it, so it went away. Wrong button. And then go again, photo, and then keep an eye on it, keep it up on screen, and walkie. And down the hole. And then Shard is following me. Concern. Me like, stay right there, Shard. There. Shard keeps trying to jump me. The arch and the crystal do not naturally meet. And so... take a photo. And then move the archway until it ends up on top of the thingy. There we go. Lock it in, I think. Yep, and then keep going. Yay. Shard is still trying to jump me. Even the tree jumped me for a moment there.
All the jump scares.
This one's fun. This is the last one, but we made it harder. So basically, you need to not look at one crystal while looking at the other, so that you lock one in place and then you move them ahead of one another each time. So, like that time I did it wrong. Still trying to figure out the mechanics. And then... so we get one. And then I move past it and I fall off, like a dumbass. Okay, so we go. We keep an eye on it.
Little oopsie.
We take a photo. I can't go up, but I have a photo, so this one stays. So, yep. Take a photo of this one. Keep moving it. There we go. Ah! Photo of one. There you go. Move it back. There you go. Photo of both. Get up. Find the archway. And then move the archway a bunch of times, and there it is. Yay. And quantum shard. Shard is still following me. We offer our congratulations. You've learnt the rules of quantum imaging. Take this knowledge with you on the remainder of your quantum pilgrimage. Hallelujah. Remember, the other quantum shards have other lessons to teach. Our curiosity goes with you on our journey. You walk in the footsteps of those who come before you, and your path guides those who will follow later. Yay.
Yay.
Fun little minigame area. Or, like, puzzle platforming area, basically. And now I'm, like, interested in where the other shards are. So, they right. Push. There are no tornadoes here because they're all outside the main big tornado because we're in the eye of the big one. So it's all fairly safe here, despite there being a gravity gravity sticker. Gravity sticking launchpad thing. And then up and away! And now to actually go find Gebro like I had intended to. So eventually I nearly tipped the ship over. As I tried to boost out of here. Me just admiring that this entire thing is just a wall of water, essentially. And then I just kind of fuck off through it, basically. Get flung out a little. Dope around in the atmosphere a little, and then I think eventually I come free. And then fall back in. Try to regain control. And there goes Dark Bramble again. Seems to be freezing or floating or something. And then off to go talk to Gebro finally. Finagle the landing and then just drop it, basically. If it isn't my time, buddy, how's space treating you this loop? How do you stay so calm in the face of repeated impending death? Okay. Yeah. I do ask him that eventually. Here's something you might like. At the start of every time loop, I keep seeing a bright flash in the sky. Something must be happening up there in orbit around the planet. What else? What else? Have you been to Statue Island? That's what I've been calling it, seeing as it's the island where I find the glowing Nomai statue. Get it? I was on the beach on Statue Island when the whole glowy business happened. By the way, it's a nice beach for that kind of thing. I give it a solid 10 out of 7. I mean, 7 out of 10 on the Gebro scale. He's definitely very much like a guy who likes his relaxation, given that he's got like his face mask and stuff on right now. If you feel like checking on Statue Island, it's the one with 2 islands connected by an actual rock arc. Mostly connected, anyway. What's up with this planet? And you meant, like, tell me more about it? I gotcha. Well, Giant's Deep is massive and mostly water, no surprises there. Strong current waves beneath the surface that prevents anything from sinking below it. Seriously, I tried everything I could think of to get past that current and neither idea worked. As for land masses, I've counted 4 islands, including this one. There's also the one with that Nomai statue I saw on the beach. You've seen the cyclones? Yeah, they're hard to miss. They'll toss up everything in their path, including you. Little tip, if you get picked up, try to land in water. Less likely to kill you. I found something. Found what happened to the orbital probe cannon. Well, that's the cannon breaking apart at the start of each time loop. For real? Did you figure out why? And then I just said, over-enthusiasm. Both things lead to the same thing, basically. But, yeah, it's kind of scary how much that sounds like something Slade or Feldspar would do. I'm pretty surprised the Nomads, Nomai built something that actually broke. Come to think of it, though, broke might be the wrong word, because it looks like the orbital probe cannon is still firing successfully at the beginning of each time loop. That's because that was the last successful launch, because it exploded in their face. Hello again. Again. and that's just the same thing. I tell the other thing, and it both leads to the same dialogue. And then, how do you stay so calm? Deep breath. No, seriously, I meditate. I'm gonna teach you. It'll be the next loop before you know it. And then I'm like, sure, why not? And then fucking dies.
You learn the ways of the relaxation.
The ways of the relaxation and dies.
Yes.
Because you're basically
you relax to
you
death.
you just sleep until it goes supernova and you start again, basically. Awake. Alrighty. I think, yep, and now I realize that I have meditate until next loop as an option that I can do in the pause menu. And then I think I have to BRB. So while I'm actually BRBing on the video, I'm gonna actually BRB and go for a toilet break. So give me 1 sec.
Fair enough.
Okay. Turn the heater on. It looks like I was perfectly timed with myself. Amazing. So I can't quite remember what I was postulating while on the pulse screen right now. So I'll zoom forward, but I have a feeling I was gonna go to well, yeah, I read all this stuff. This basically just like recounts what stuff are and gives you hints on where to go next, basically, depending on what the connections and stuff are. Do a little fast forward, basically. Me just finding out about like the quantum towers and stuff, the zero-G cave, etc., etc., orbital probe cannon. Reading all this stuff and the things, and telling me all the places I've been to. Even though it technically landed on the interloper, it's not like lined up. I guess because there's no info in there. Yeah. And then I decided to go to Brittle Hollow, because that was one of the areas that the person at the construction yard said that they would go to find a place. And also where one of the quantum towers is meant to be. So I figured I'd go try to find the rest of those. Speed. But not too much. And then I see structure. Oh look, quantum shard. Not me just bumping into everything. Thankfully not at a fast speed. Also, I just got flipped over by something just then. Something tells me the shard just popped up underneath me. I'm not sure what happened there. Me trying to get the move. Trying to get it to like unlock the thing, but it won't say that that's the signal. So I just kind of lock it in place for a moment, but then realize that switching to the translator moves it. So rip. Lies the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. If you are preparing to make your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, descend the steps to the entrance below. The knowledge held within will help you on your journey. The trees are moving. The trees in this grove wander about freely, the entire planet, roots and all. This is not normal, even for this alien planet, and I've never seen them move. Is that even possible? If anyone else witnesses this disturbing behavior, I implore you, record your observations here. Either these trees are aberrant, or my brain must be. Plume is right. The trees do move. I confess, I didn't notice until I read his notes. Alarmingly, it is only the trees. There is other matters in this area, such as that unusual shard of rock, moving in this same eerie way. That rock is unusual for another reason, too. Thatch. It possesses colour and texture I've never seen elsewhere on this planet. Hypothesis. This rock shard's presence is significant. We should study it. Could it be what is causing other nearby objects to also move about this area? And they would be right. It's gone. And there it is. And explosions! Ah! Jump scare.
And boom.
Boom jump scare, which made the thing teleport away again. Lock him in place. Overshoot it by a long margin.
Oof.
Because I'm so used to having shitty jetpack on the big planet now. Plume, Felix, I have determined this atypical shard of rock is the reason objects in this grove are behaving in a quantum manner. Of note, a unique signal is coming from this shard. Curiously, our friend, the Wandering Moon, sounds the same. The only other object we've observed displaying this quantum behavior is the Wandering Moon. I imagine the moon's behavior and this grove are connected. In her notes from earlier, Felix mentions that this strange type of rock isn't found elsewhere on Brittle Hollow. What if it isn't originally from this planet? Clearly. Hypothesis. This quantum shard is from the Wandering Quantum Moon. Perhaps it is even a small piece of the moon itself. And then, after of note, Wandering Moon, I've also heard the same signal. This shard produces calling out from Giant's Deep, Timber Hearth, and the Hourglass Twins. Suppose there are other shards like this one. Dun dun dun. Quantum shenanigans. And then I take the scroll, but then I realize I can't really bring it with me, I don't think. So I think I eventually just shove it back in. Yep. Makes a satisfying noise. Ah! Okay. Explosion. So once again, I try to bring the thingy with me, but notice I can't place it down. Because I wish I could be like bringing this stuff back for the discovery and stuff back at the home, but it doesn't let me.
That'd be cool if you could do that.
Yeah, to unlock like more information, you could bring it back and they could try to help you. Also, notice that I just look over the edge. I don't realize that there is something very spooky down below. At first, I thought this is all just like a massive hollow cave, basically. Entrance to the Tower of Quantum Knowledge below. The Southern Observatory, south 550. So here I think I'm basically talking about how this place looks about ready to crumble in. And so because I'm hearing all the flame and explosions happening, I'm basically hypothesizing that this place will get cracked open eventually by all the fireballs raining down from the lantern planet. And sure enough, there's explosions over there. I follow this on down. Still not noticing the spookiness below. Just nonchalantly exploring. And then I notice that this is kind of broken. Be welcome in this place. Above you stands the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. If you're making your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, ascend these stairs and obtain the last of the knowledge you need for your journey. The last, he says. I don't think I can get up there because everything is busted right now. Which is the only issue. I can turn these things on. Doink. Crossroads. East 190. So I try to get up here, but there's really not a lot I can do. Not unless I can, like, somehow get something that lets me, like, move that segment of terrain, because I don't think I can boost that high, or at least I don't even try to. So maybe I can, but I don't actually try it. And so I just keep going over the thing, very concerned about falling down, because I don't see the bottom. And soon enough, I do find out why I don't see the bottom. But I do keep going. See a structure over there. Unidentified signal. So here is the person for this area. I forget his name.
I think it's Rybeck.
Rybeck, yes, I think so. And then I realize I can roast marshmallows, so I try marshmallows. Oh no! Well, I eat it anyway. Yum yum. Oh, you launched. That's a great job, you. Wow, I guess that means I've been out here a while, huh? Well, this is Brittle Hollow, but you probably knew that. Lots of history here. It's great. What are you doing? I'm here to see the Hanging City. It's always been my dream to see it with my own 4 eyes, ever since I was. Did he say ever since he was a hatchling? I think. Yep. An alien race lived in this solar system long before our species ever existed. How could I not want to see what their civilization was like? Only, you've probably heard the others say it, right? I'm afraid of space. Seriously, I'm more surprised than anybody that I'm out here. Do you want to know how I even got this far? I fell. I tripped over a gravity crystal. It's dumb luck that I landed somewhere my little scout says is halfway stable, instead of being sucked into what's below. And I'm like, wait, what? When I see that, I'm like, wait, what? I've been gauging the stability of the ground here, around me, using my little scout, and this seems to be the place with the best surface integrity. So I'm just going to stay here until I'm ready to move on. But that's enough about me and my problems. You didn't come all this way to listen to me, brother, did you? Heh, that'd be... yeah. Where should I explore here? Oh wow, where shouldn't you explore here? Not the black hole. And I was like, the what? I was literally like, the what? There's a black hole? And then, actually, that's very no. Which is unfortunate because the most exciting stuff is all below the crust, including the Hanging City. That's just to the north. You can kind of see it from here. There's also this big dome to the South Pole called the Southern Observatory. You can get inside from the surface. I can't get inside from the surface, trust me, I tried. But if it's like the rest of the Nomai structures here, there's probably a path to it beneath the crust somewhere. Good luck with exploring. If you learn anything about the Nomai, I'd love to hear it, if it's not too much trouble. Oh, cool. And then I didn't actually learn anything. And then I go, see you later, and then, in my concern, I'm just like, there's a black hole? And then I look down, and then I realize the gravity... yeah, and then I realize the gravity anomaly. And then I'm like, oh fuck. And then, once again, I am absolutely terrified of this place now. Because immediately there is a lot more gravity, if you excuse the directness of... There's a lot more gravity to this entire situation. Also, there's a thingy that's coming upwards. From the black hole, curiously enough. I never figure out where that's going or why it's going. Oh, but as you can see, as chunks of the planet fall in, they just get spaghetticated. The Tower of Quantum Knowledge. But I can't go backwards. So I need to turn the thing. And then I accidentally knocked the thing over. Kind of very nervously looks down. I wanted to go that way, but apparently I'm going this way now. I think that's pretty much what I said. And then... everything's exploding. So keep on going, I guess. And then I toggle this, and up we go. Not before taking another concerned look over the edge.
Look of great concern.
Mm-hmm. Oxygen goes up. Bombs keep falling. Stuff falling. Sun is getting very red. Not sure where I go next from here, but there it is. I decide to take a little look at the Lantern Planet, not before realizing that there seems to be a station flying past, carrying a giant chunk of ore or something. But then I realize that's just the planets, because what? But they look like the front end looked like a station of some kind for a moment. I don't know what that was. So I fly over, taking a look in these volcanoes. This thing is just tumbling wildly. But there's something in that one. I try to go in, but then I nearly eat some lava to the face and an orb. And so I panic and pull out. I do come back to that though, but not before floating off and looking around. I'm not sure if this is the bit where I start just like spamming my probe in towards the black hole to try to see to get it, if I can get it in the black hole itself. There was a bit like that. Oh, yep, here we go. Yeah, this is just me.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, this is me just spamming my probe, trying to get it inside the planet. So this just goes on for minutes at a time. And I'm like, oh, yes, I got it. No, I don't got it. Because gravity momentum and stuff. Oh,
That's
I got
what
it.
the probe's for.
And then, oh, wait. And then I'm just wondering why the black hole isn't, like, pulling the probe in when it flies past it like that. And then once again, missed again. It always just, like, flies over it, or it clips the side before going in. It never actually goes, like, right in. That one feels like it would have gone in if only there wasn't terrain right there. Oh, nope. It just stuck on there sideways. But yeah, this goes on for a while. Oh. I think that one went out the other end. But then I noticed this structure here. And a whole chunk of the planet just going. Damn. And then I'm just like, end it, so I can have more time.
You're like, the sun won't take me.
Basically, I'm like, I don't have enough time to do this, so I
Yeah.
reset it, and then I think the first thing I do is go back to that structure, now that there's more terrain. Although, I also noticed just now that there seems to be more lava currently in Hollow's Lantern, and so the structure inside this is less revealed, but I do manage to finagle it in there. I think this is the bit. Just wait for the lava to eject a blob, and then bring it in, Yo, donk. Donk. Trying to dodge the lava ball that come out. And parked. We take it. Managed.
Nice.
And there seems to be another one of these projection pools. Timber Hearth. And then this talks about how they've been mining stuff on Timber's Hearth to get a very strong type of ore, which can apparently block a supernova if they make a circle or a sphere or something out of it. Everything's kind of exploding. Do I have this on fast yet? No, I don't. Okay, yeah. We'll deliver. Can you send us? Blah blah blah. Deliver more ore to Hollow's Lantern immediately. You must be fired up about crafting the Ash Twin Project's protective shell. Yes, the idea of an encasement that's supernova-proof, however briefly, has kindled my curiosity. My gratitude. Yep, but... So, how much ore is needed to seal off the Ash Twin Project? And then I'm too close to the target text. But I'm scared to step backwards, because I might catch fire. Will it be more than we initially thought? It will be significantly more. The smallest crack or opening in the protective shell will destroy everything. Okay. And then I put it in the projecting thing, and it's very dark. Oh, and I accidentally went off my my gravity thing and up into the ship. Location is now inhospitable. Evacuation recommended. Increased solar activity detected. Increased volcanic activity detected. I can only figure if I come here very late into the loop that maybe the lava will have evacuated and I can maybe find a little bit more here, but I figure I'd just get out of here. Although it didn't cross my mind that I could go there later on and there more lava would be ejected. But I just wanted to go check out the structure that I saw on Brittle Hollow soon. But not before I saw this area. And there's Badger, saying he can't believe what I'd done. Which I guess is only in reference to me playing and finishing Haste. But I wanted to finish that single player before I play any more, maybe in multiplayer perhaps. And I was saying something along those lines, but obviously it's completely unheard because I had the settings wrong. Me just awkwardly hovering with my infinite fuel. So, inside the structure now. This is a projection stone and stuff again. Don't know if there's anything to project though. There is this stuff on the wall. To our friends on Brittle Hollow, I just warped here from the White Hole Station on the other side of Brittle Hollow's black hole. Our design worked. We successfully recreated warp travel. Dun dun dun. I don't know how close it is to the Anona's original design, but as long as what we've built works, then I'm delighted. I knew we could do it. Kasuva, I hope you're reading this. Wait, this can't be correct. Clary, have you seen these readings? If they were accurate, they would violate causality. There must be an equipment fault. I'm returning to the Whitehall station. If you and Root meet me there, we can run a full diagnostic and hopefully fix the thing. And he says, don't tell Casper. Been a long time since I've jumped through a black hole. So that sort of clues me into the idea that the black hole might be traversable in some way, but I have a feeling I probably shouldn't jump in there personally. But even though there might not be any issue to trying, but looks like this is collapsed, so I cannot go down here. And I do think that there is probably a way that one could go here from the underground, I guess. But the only issue being is that if you come up here and the planet is shattered, you're kind of doomed. Because you'd have to do a lot of jetpacking to get back here. I mean, get back to where you've parked if you go a very long distance. Casual jetpack fuel. I think I just inspect this glowy thing again, which looks like it's like maybe like a teleporter or a shield into something underground, maybe. Which I just don't have something to access. Go up into the tower. There's this thing. Anyone observe the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me. I compliment your eyes. How do you imagine it disappears? Hypothesis. Could it be a shift in the light spectrum? Suppose this moon is too shy to show us its face. I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend, Hollow's lantern? Imagine if there are 2 volcanic moons. Then I imagine there'd be none of us left. Hypothesis. There can exist too much lava. I'd strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. This moon isn't volcanic, to my unaided eyes. Sometimes it leaves its friend Hollow's lantern for nights at a time. The nights the moon circles this planet appears random. It seems to travel as it likes. Something quantum moon, basically. Which I'm trying to find all the quantum structures to learn about it before I go there. But it has tried to take me out on numerous occasions. Imagine being assassinated by a moon.
Yep.
Now I think I go looking for that other structure. There it is. I notice the glowy thing up on top. And I just decide to find some of the park. Meep. Fireball from the sky. Black hole! Scared jetpacking. Sad out of snacks sounds. Anyway. Scanning external environment, scan complete. Minor structural instabilities detected. Pockets of breathable air detected. Adequate solar energy detected. Verdict. Hospitable. Alert. Collision imminent. Prepare for impact. Launching escape pod 3. Launching escape pod 2. Now launching escape pod 1. Flight log. Escape pod 1. Vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated. Awaiting departure from vessel. Escape hatch. Boom! Oh my. Oh my.
Indeed.
Tray. And then there's a CD drive here. Is everyone unharmed? No one was badly injured from the escape pod's impact. We're incredibly fortunate. This is good news. At least, have we heard from escape pod 2 or 3? No, I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other 2 escape pods' distress signals, however. If it's any comfort, both pods must be structurally intact. I'll continue calling for them. My gratitude. If we can... Thatch, the moon is approaching again. Everyone brace yourselves, swiftly. The volcanic moon has returned. Be cautious of falling ash and debris. I believe the moon has passed. This planet doesn't appear eager to have guests. We are certainly unwelcome on its surface. We need to find shelter, and quickly. The volcanic moon won't be gone for long. I observed several promising sites below the surface, but we'll need to construct a way for everyone to climb safely down this cliff. Perhaps we could build platforms. And you can see that's probably what they did, and I feel like this might be how they got there in the first place, or something like that. Before they started building stuff and things. And of course I jump around on this light thingy before eventually trying the signal scope. And now I have the distress beacon.
Nice.
So now I can find where the other ones are, potentially. If there are other ones. Not sure what I do next. Oh yeah, just looking through the thingy. Something about Whitehall Station and the black hole. And still very curious about the quantum locations and stuff. Me fumbling with the downwards camera. Timber Hearth, yes. This must be the bit where I head back to Timber Hearth because I see a I see that there is a quantum signal there, and then I realize that it's just the quantum signal of the shard that's in the observatory, because apparently that's also putting off the same signal. Yeah, there it is. Not before landing here and wondering what the hell this was. Me thinking that this goes underground, but it's just a like a little like radio outpost or something for the people, which got damaged because of a probe test or something. Well, we hope to repair the radio stage. Tower in the future. All construction efforts are currently focused on the planned museum expansion at the observatory. And then I think we learn a bit more about, not Ryback, the Gabbro, I think. Someone's left all their stuff here. Charting stars again, out by the radio tower. They're so bright out here. I only wish I was able to record them faster. Admittingly, I could use more patience. I get so engrossed in my work that sunrise becomes an unwelcome deadline, and daylight a grating slog. Someday I'll have to study the mechanics of how time manages slow to a syrupy crawl whenever I'm anticipating something. In the meantime, I've turned to Gabbro, our resident expert in leisurely whiling away the hours, who recommends the following. As I have learnt, because he lets me meditate. Gabbro, 3 foolproof steps for dozing off. Light a nice, cozy campfire and get comfortable. Gaze deeply into the serene warmth. Let time begin to slip away as you allow the flames to lull you to sleep. If Grabber knew I'd taken notes, they'd probably think I'd finally cracked, but I refuse to accept sass from an astronaut who deliberately burns his marshmallows. So I guess this is a way to pass time without just basically resetting. That's what the campfires and stuff are for accelerating time, because you can just doze off. Shard in the distance. So there's the shard that I'm trying to find, which is the shard back at the observatory, which I will quickly go back, and then I realized this already, and so I decided to try to park it on the launch pad again, and I think this is one of my best parking jobs yet.
Nice.
And then I'm just like,
not precarious at all.
And I'm just like, yep, that'll do. Yeah, this is fine. Yep, we'll take it, basically. It's my general response to that. It was like, amazing parking job. If it sticks, it sticks, you know? So there they are, and there's the shard. Museum shard. And that's all it was. And then I'm kind of curious about why this one is glowing red for no apparent reason. But I don't really figure it out. Or if there's anything to figure out why it's red on that spot. Anglerfish. They're totally not the reason that I'm scared of Dark Bramble. No, definitely not. There seems to be a shard at the white hole. Unless there was something hiding behind it. And then I noticed that there's another signal. 300 away, down through the floor. So it's time to go up, I think. I do go back here, and then go back into the mines, but I don't think there was anything in particular. I just wanted to talk to this guy, though. Some fresh dirt, and not much was happening. Tektite saw something crash outside the village crater earlier. That's new and different. Oh hey, how about that? No, I'm kidding. I said that detector one's pretty rude. How long they left for, if you ask me. Oh yeah. They were on Firewatch with the old scout launcher and saw smoke, so they went to check it out. Safety first, right? No, I'm kidding. Yep. And then, yep. Oh, what? I think I went back to the thing where I talk about, like, drifting around. And then he got sick again.
Torch the poor guy.
Yeah. Oh, just, you know, ricochet off the wall, spin around a lot, that kind of thing. You're the worst. I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I do think of going back down there, but I'm like, what's the point? Because I didn't notice if there was like any other things you could do down here. I do hear that there's a suspiciously loud noise outside, though, and realize it's time to go. Goodbye. Everything's exploding. Rip. More fast forwarding. Now I think I go look for that quantum signal that I saw, and I noticed this area. I will put this one on fast mode, but basically I just take an explore down here, and it's a lot of me just fiddling around with this quantum shard, because once again I found another quantum shard. It's always dark in the ancient glade. There's a poem. There's probably something to it that I'm not grasping currently.
Shard.
And so I basically just boost around here, and I notice that the geyser keeps moving as well. Now the geyser is over there. I see there's like a fissure down below, but not before I try to jump in and I get shot out. Yep, I get shot to space and ouch, kneecap. I'm also mildly concerned of jumping in there because last time I jumped into a geyser, I literally died. So
I think it's really cool that it doesn't move while it's shooting, because you're observing the sound.
Oh, really? Okay. So now I keep trying to like shoot my probe down in there, but I notice that it keeps sticking to the edge, so I can't get it down there. I think eventually it sends me up again a second time. Oh yeah, no, it didn't move that time. Where is it? It's gone. Oh, and then I hear it over there, yep. It's moved slightly. I think I start like playing with the rocks in the middle as well, but my fuel is down, so No, I didn't go back, okay. I will eventually go back, I know. But there we go, I got it in the middle. So now I'll take a photo of him. And take a look. I see that there's water at the bottom. And I get sent to space again. And kneecap! Oof!
Ow!
Yep. Yeah.
So now you probably go for
Yep, no, I go back for my ship and fuel, yeah. Okay, back to nominal.
Back to plane.
And then I noticed that the thing hasn't moved yet, so happy, I guess. And then, yep, just wait.
Then yeet.
And then jump on in, and now we're in the water inside the planet. I do notice the currents, but me being scaredy old me, it takes me a moment to get the courage and go, oh, bonk. Okay, I'll slow it back down again so we can read these. After closer observation, mining site 2A wouldn't be safe for the native life dwelling in some of this cave's pools, so unfortunately we'll have to mine on one of the other sides. Anytime now. On the opposite hand, new life. This species is semi-aquatic and very hardy. The ecosystem here is quite robust, so I believe they'll thrive in the long run. Be cautious near the pools if you visit 2A to meet them. Calais. They remind me of a subterranean species that my mentor, Melore, once told me about from when our clan used to travel across this universe. I imagine she would have enjoyed these life forms greatly. I was watching them once during a rest, and the hours escaped from me. They're fascinating. I wonder what their fourth eye does. There are a few other cave sites that look promising. What about Site 2B? It shares similar formations and strata. This sounds promising. Will you and your mentor investigate? If mining Site 2B proves safe for this native species, we'll move our work there. Site 2B is safe. Calais says we'll continue to monitor our activity and its effects on life here. And there we are, little blobby creatures. And that's them in their spacesuits, I guess, depicting the early life that our character and the species would come from. I do notice a current there. I'm not sure if I go forward or if I go up. I think yep, looks like I'm going for the current. Whee!
I love how you kept the picture.
Yeah, I kept the picture for some reason. I don't know why I was taking pictures of like random things. I think in some way part of me wanted to like document stuff, but none of the pictures really get saved or like sent to the like control.
Yeah.
The control people, so yeah. I do wonder where some of these geysers had gone. I think eventually one of these does tend to be flying.
I love how it feels like a fun house ride.
I nearly get sent by that one. A lot of these geysers just everywhere. And then I think I'm back where the grove is, only the geyser has moved slightly this time. Me just mildly disoriented. And then back through we go. But since I know that I'm back at the grove, we are back here, and then I think I go up.
Oh, not very far though.
Yeah, it doesn't quite launch you as far, this one, because they don't come out of a geyser, like they're just bubbling to the surface.
Oh, that one sent
There
me.
we go. That one sent me. And so off to space I go again. And slow down. Kneecap.
Ow.
Ow. And then fancy door. Mining site 2B. Giant orb. Another orb door. I go inside just slightly, and then I see glowy thing without a bottom again, and so I am scared. And then waterfall, and I see a location I can go to, but I'm scared of falling down because I don't know that there's actually just water down there. Spoilers. So I go out and I check the other direction, and it just leads to the waterfall, where I could have come out ages ago, and I could have found this like so early on if I actually decided to go behind the waterfall.
Let's check behind the waterfall.
Yep. I should have known by now. But already. And then I bonked this over. But then I find out that they just fix themselves, I think, eventually. I didn't wait around for that one, it seems. Once again, probe being sticky rather than bouncing. When I just want it to go down to try to find where the bottom was. I kind of wish I could fire like a rolly probe that sort of bounces around, not one that like sticks to surfaces and stuff. So I do eventually get the courage to boost up and around this, I think. Yep. Just practicing and yeet. Yep, there we go.
Nice.
And then this is just more stuff to translate. I'm still amazed by how much ore the Ash Twin project requires. Isn't this the ore for the remaining towers being built on Ash Twin? The completed towers I've seen are quite large. No, the material from these towers is all being taken from Ash Twin. The ore we're mining here will be used to craft an immensely thick protective shell that will physically seal off the chamber inside Ash Twin's core. If they're sealing off all entrances, I hope they've planned accordingly. Puns. I thought you had forbidden your apprentice from making puns, Coleus. How else would he improve? I'm relieved by our clan's decision to use Timber Hearth's ore only for constructing the shell. If eventually life on this planet were to evolve to the point of advanced metallurgy, I'm confident we won't have destroyed their ability to create. And evolve we did. But ore. Lots and lots of tasty ore. Metal. Metal.
Metal.
Very strong, sparkly starlight metal. Another projection thingy. My gratitude for the latest shipment, Ueno. I think I've seen this in a different one. Yep. Check to ensure there are no longer any physical entrances around me, and I will be checking the interior and then the exterior for cracks, our final safety check. This is exciting news. Can I offer an extra set of eyes for this final check, specifically mine? If my work here is complete, I'd be delighted to help. We'd be grateful if you would. The more eyes, the better, as the smallest flaw or opening in the shell that protects the Ash Twin project could lead to disaster. And then I take this thingy, and I try to pick that up, but it's just a light. It's scared. It's scared, look over the edge. And then Ash Twin project. Swirly room, spooky. What the fuck? Whoa. Whoa. What does it all mean? Also, it's very loud. And then I noticed the elevator here. Do notice that there is a path down, and there is a bottom. And there are holes where they've been drilling the ore out of the terrain. I think I bucked this up catastrophically. Yep, I get waterfalled. And down we go. But, yep, it's safe. It's fine.
It's just water.
It's safe. Enough. And then there's a gravity thing, which can bring me back. I think I stuff around a few more times, check the pathway down and stuff. But there's nothing else here. Eventually I leave, and back into the drink I go to try to go find my ship again. Ah, right, in this bit. So I'm in the funny tube, and then as I go, one of the thingies is going, and we space. Thrust. Thrust some more. Decap. Ow. Yeah. And so I'm just like, oh hey, interloper. Interloper going by. And then I just go. I just go manually. And I think at this point I'm sort of just like wondering like why the hell the environments of these planets are so like lackluster, except for their various features and stuff. Because it's like the planet is very flat, except for these like textured areas where there's points of interest. And I'm wondering if maybe they just didn't have time, or they just didn't want to distract you from objectives. And I realized that I've brought the Ash Twin thing with me. So, well. Well, can't keep it with me now.
Yeah, I suspect that's intentional.
Yeah. Because a lot of the planets, they have very bare bone like surfaces and stuff, except for their like points of interest, which are meant to grab your thing to make you go there, grab your interest,
your attention.
Yeah. And then I'm just reading. And then I think sooner or later the sun blows up again. Oh yeah. I do take off, and then I think I find my way to the spooky shard, as I call it, the dark bramble meteorite. But not before I realize that there's a very white product coming from the sun currently, and that time is probably very short. And the foreboding music is starting.
Yeah, there it goes.
Bounce off the terrain a little bit. And then I see the thingy. The spooky shard. So I figure, let's just sit her down for a moment. Oh, nom. Things are getting eaten by the sun. Bramble spooky. And I hear it going. Quickly, speak to the dude! Hey, hatchling. Thought you were taking that tin can of yours to space today. What are you doing here? Me? I saw something crash over the horizon and didn't like what I was seeing in the picture my little scout was sending back, so I thought I'd come over here myself and take a look. Is that a dark bramble seed? You think so? It's nothing I've ever seen on Timber Hearth before, so you're probably onto something! Cooked. And then we're done. and then I think that was me basically finishing. So I tried some s'mores for a bit. What was I doing there? Okay, probably just pausing quickly. Ah yeah, go back to main menu. So yeah, then I went back to main menu and basically said I'll check out a few things that I had discovered and keep finding other things next time. And then, in my usual way, I thanked for watching. So basically, like I would have done here after humming the theme song for a bit because I love it so much. I was just like, if you're still watching, thanks for watching. If you'd like to watch some more, might I suggest you subscribe or maybe join my Discord. Once I put it in the description, of course, because I had forgot to put it there. And then I just say, yep, if you're still watching, thanks for watching, blah blah blah. And then if you don't want to join the Discord, whatever. And then see you later, take it easy, have a good day and night, etc. As I usually do. And that was it. Bam, 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 bam. And that was it. So that was the first episode that had no voice, unfortunately.
Tiny bit of scuff.
Just a little bit of scuff on the first episode, of course, which is the most important one all the time. But what are you gonna do about it at this rate? I tried a few things. Like I tried downloading the file, thinking that it might have had it might have still had it like in the background in the channel stuff. Not in the channel stuff. In the well, yeah, in like the audio channels. But unfortunately, YouTube processes its stuff down, and so it only ends up in one audio channel, and so it was gone. So nothing I could really do. But yeah, finished for now, and I hope this doesn't happen again for the next episodes. I will probably list this properly now, and if anyone sees it, I hope you enjoyed a little commentary, of my first episode and the feelings and thoughts of what I could not what I could not say because of my Streamlabs dope. So yeah, I shall say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. See you, TM.
Yeah.